And that's why she's here. Hey y'all, Nate Eicher from Eicher Ranch. This horse came in for training because of a bolting issue. In this video, we are going to work toward resolving that issue. So a little bit of background on this Mustang. She was somewhere else for 4 months of training, and they seemed to like her pretty good until it came to asking her to lope under saddle. And that's when she took off with them numerous times. The trainer came off, I believe, numerous times. But she had and has a real fear of something behind her when she goes to lope. I've had her for a few weeks where I've been working with her. I took her back to the round pen and I basically started her over. Started back with the foundation, and we went back and did a lot of baby steps, getting her trust back. Like, I feel we have to get a horse's trust back before we can really resolve an issue. So I've walked, I've trotted her, I've loped her on the ground in the round pen, and I'm getting ready to lope her under saddle here. And I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be an issue. I think, because it became a learned behavior, it's going to be an issue yet when I go to lope her off the first couple times at least, maybe the first 20 times. So I've been working on getting her soft through her body. When I first got her, she was so tight from side to side. It took me quite a while to get her to trust me enough to just soften and bend around. And you can see still, as I'm working with her and talking, if I move kind of quick, she gets tight. So we're still not where I want to be, but we're a lot closer. Hey, also in a recent video, I had asked a question on how tall do you think Sierra is? So we're going to measure her for the very first time. All right, so she is 16 hands, just a touch above 16 hands. Hey, thank you all for putting your guesses in on how tall Sierra was. The closest one to guess how tall Sierra was Acre by Acre Farming. If you could please send us a message, we would like to give you a free subscription to Sierra's membership. Thank you all, and see if we can work through that huge fear issue that she got. So I'm gonna warm her up at the trot here and just ask her to move around and bend around. When it comes to a fear issue and a learned behavior, it only takes 2 to 3 times for a horse to do something like bolting for it to become a learned behavior. And so I'm pretty sure from her background here, from what I've been told about her, this has happened numerous times. And that explains why she feels like she has to do it when we go to lope off. Now, I won't lope a horse off even with a bolting issue, especially not with a bolting issue, if I can't trot them on a loose rein. So that's the signs, like she's starting to trust, she's starting to relax, going around at a slower speed. I can't emphasize that enough, like do the baby steps before we get to a higher speed. So this is all looking and feeling pretty good for her. Good job. When I first started trotting her in the round pen, she actually took off with me in the round pen just at the trot. That's how scared she was of me being up here. So if you think of a person coming off, or sometimes issues like this happen if you tie something on a horse and they get really scared and go flying around the round pen or the arena, and they never overcome that unless we really, really work at it. And so she was really scared even at the trot. So I worked her through that, and you can tell she's trusting me a lot more here at the trot. Good job. So if we can get her trotting here again really nice, then we're gonna go ahead and ask for a lead departure. And when I do, my goal is to let her go, not try to grab her, no matter if she bolts or not. And just ask her to lope off. And then if she comes to a relaxed lope, then I'll steer her. When I do this, when I'm working with a horse on a bolting issue, I do it with the arena all fenced in, the gates closed, so I don't have to worry about steering too much. All we're focusing on is, hey, let's just lope off in a respectful manner where she can be comfortable. But the one thing I won't do is pull her to a stop. Nothing about what I'm doing yet with her is pulling her with two hands. We're going to yield the hindquarters, we're going to step her around, but we're not going to pull her to a stop. There, she backed up a little bit. But see, she can't hold her feet still very good at all. Now she finally decided to. Good job. A lot of what causes bolting issues is we go to pulling with two hands when they get scared. And so they just pull against us and speed up even more. And oftentimes when a person comes off, when a horse goes to bolt, is they're pulling with two hands and then they try to pull them around with two hands. And that horse will all of a sudden make a sharp move at a fence and the person flies off. So that's usually what happens when a horse goes to bolt. So my goal is to train one side of the horse at a time and break it down so they understand it. If you've had a horse that went to bolting with you, let us know in the comments what your experience was with that. It's always a little scary when it happens. When I'm working with a horse that has fear issues, especially, I want to keep their mind good. So I make sure I don't keep their mind at a high level of anxiety. So when a horse, say we're starting to work through the fear issue, when she goes to start to bolt because she has flashbacks of the past, something that happened maybe 2 or 3 times, when she goes to bolt, her level of anxiety goes really high. And my job is to try to bring it down as quickly as possible. So we still have to work through that, but it depends on how we do it. If I would, as soon as she would go to bolt, if I would grab her, that level of anxiety would stay high all the way to the wall, maybe 100 feet down this arena. But what I'm doing is I'm asking her to lope off. She has flashbacks of thinking about leaving and bolting, so her anxiety goes up, but my hand stays down. I'm not grabbing her and causing it to stay up, so it has to come back down. And as soon as it does and she starts to relax, we steer her and bring her down and let her stand. Good job. See right there, I didn't ask her. Ooh, hello. So I didn't ask her to lope off there. I was just kind of steering her around, and I could feel it welling up inside of her like she's got to go somewhere. And all of a sudden she just took off. And that's why she's here. Like, that's exactly why she's here. Like, she panics. And that's where it's really important for me just to put my hand down and not try to stop her. but then come back and ask her again. Like, see right here, there she did it again. Yeah. And right there, I mean, she was gonna go, I was thinking left, she was thinking right. And thankfully I stayed in the saddle. But here's where it's so important just to kind of go with her and not try to force it down her throat about where we're going. See right there, she's starting to panic again. And so I'm gonna let her go. But we're not going to rest. If it's the barn she wants to be at, I'll let her go there, but we're not going to sit and rest there. That's the only thing we won't do. Everything else is very negotiable right now. Like, all I'm doing is trotting around here, asking her to steer around. And see right there, she's starting to panic. And so I still have a little bit of left rein pressure. It seems she panics when I have a little bit of left rein pressure. And so I don't let go of that pressure, but I'm not pulling hard. See right here, she's panicking. So my job is to bring her back down mentally from that high level of anxiety and adrenaline. Bring her back down each time and not give her anything to lean against when she takes off. Like, she feels like when she takes off, like I'm going to try to pull her around, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to give her that satisfaction of running away with me pulling. So I'll go with her, and then when her anxiety comes back down, she relaxes a little bit at least, then we'll start steering. The reason for it is if I try to steer when she's in an all-out panic, we're not steering. She's winning the battle and she's just taking me for a ride. So I'm basically teaching her a learned behavior of, if I pull, she can keep going straight. So I won't pull if I know I can't bend her around. I'll just go with her, and then when she starts to come down, I know I can steer her. And that's why I'll keep doing the bending and the steering, like asking her to bring her hindquarters around, getting her soft through her body, then also moving her front end over. I do that so much on a regular basis. In the Eicher Ranch membership, we help people succeed with their horses. Sometimes you just need a mentor to help you get through some small or big issues with your horse. On top of that, we have a community of horse-loving people that rally behind you and support you in what you're doing with your horse. Hey, I hope to see you in the membership. And when she starts to release that tension and not panic anymore when things get a little overwhelming, it's all gonna start coming together. We're gonna go ahead and trot just a little bit yet. See, we're gonna check her out here. And every time after I bend her around or anything like that, my hand goes back to the middle. See, right here, she's starting to panic. So I didn't pick up right away because I could feel it welling up inside of her. And because I didn't pick up right away, she settled back down. Right there, it's welling up in her, so I'm not going to pick up. But now I can. Good. We'll let her come back down mentally. We're just letting her chill again. Good. Good. Wow, she's got some deep issues, some deep fear issues with all of this. And it's going to take a lot of steps to help her overcome. And I was going to work more at the lope today with all of this, but she went to panic just from trotting and steering her around. She got in a panic. And so we still want to keep addressing the lead departure, but not before she's ready. We break it down into steps every day. I'm going to keep working on her as she's ready. That's the thing about being a horseman. We do it as they're ready. I thought she would be ready for more of the lead departures today, but she showed me she needs even more work at the trot and steering and learning how to not panic at a slower speed. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. I don't feel like she wants to be bad. I don't feel that about her at all. Like, she's not trying to be bad. Is it dangerous? Yes, but it's not from her wanting to be bad. It's because of a deep fear issue that she's hanging on to, and we have to work through that. We have to work on the trust part of it, and then at some point we have to address the faster speeds, but it all comes in steps, and we'll do it as she's ready. Hey, let me know if you'd like to see the second part of the workout with her and how I keep resolving it at the lope. Hey, hit like, subscribe, and please share this video. Thank you all for watching.